Hey, good afternoon. Should be live, should be green. Let me just check. Green, live, good afternoon. And I'm going to do today a short tutorial how to make a magnifying glass and make it interactive so you can drag this magnifying glass around, whichever one we use. I like this one already. I'm just picking one out. I'm not gonna. You can of course use a 3D model. It doesn't have to be a 2D image. You can create this yourself. I'm just going to use this one for now, so I'll just copy this, go to Photoshop to start with, and I'm going to start with creating new. I'm going to do a 1024 by 1024 canvas, 24 by 1024 canvas. Yep. Paste this magnifying glass in, and if we make it small enough, we can just fit it in. Great, that's perfect. And now I don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. There we go. So we don't have a background. Now, oh, that shadow we don't need either. So we can delete that. And I'm just going to go in here and quickly erase it. I'm not going to tidy up. Correct. I'm not going to make it perfect. Doesn't need to be perfect for a quick short tutorial. But just to give you an idea. I'll fix that up like that. There we go. A bit. So. That doesn't look too bad. I'm going to just save this off with a DDS, and you can save it anywhere you like. I'm going to save it into last night's folder, and I'm just going to call this Mag Glass. There we go. It's save. Done. Don't need Photoshop anymore, believe me. Maybe I'll leave it open in case I do need it, but I don't think we'll need it. So I'm going to start off with an axis, a color solid, and a rectangle. Boom. Now we want to import this texture in, so just go texture based in alpha because it has an alpha. So we load that in. We browse to that folder wherever you saved your texture. Thanks you. And what I forgot to do is cut out the middle. So that's a good thing. I'll go back to Photoshop now. So what I don't need, because we want to see the graphics through it, is the center part. So let's just make sure this is nice and clean and make it. Yeah, let's clean this up. We could just use the eraser again. Just get rid of all of this. Make a bigger brush easier. Or we can make it add a glass effect on top easily. No problem. Actually I might as well just get the marquee tool. Do that. There we go. That cleaned the edges up. And I noticed something over here. It's just sticking out a little bit. So I'll just erase that imperfection. Oh, that doesn't matter too much. There we go. That'll do. That'll have to do. There we go. Now, oh, and this line here, so I just that white line stands out too much. There we go. Delete. That'll do. Oh, now I just put in another thing. Right. That'll do. I'm gonna leave it there. Oh, I've got another line up here. Just when I think I finish, I spot another thing. There we go. That's it. I'm not gonna do any more on that. So let's save this back. Let's do DDS. And the DDS plugin you can get from, if you haven't got it on your Photoshop, you can just write in NVIDIA DDS, and then you can go here. So it takes you to like the NVIDIA developer page, and it says it's only for Photoshop up to CS6, but it actually works on CC as well. Pretty much, it just installs and works. And they explain it how to use it. It's really cool. Make sure texture file's really small. Sorry. So, and I believe as well, maybe in the documentation, just double check. DDS. It's my mascot. There you go. Ventuz have really good documentation on DDS textures, how to save them out, which format to use, and really good documentation. So definitely check it out. How to create latest version of DDS Surface to use save performance in VRAM. Be written to the graphics card memory directly and in compressed state. So great for performance. So definitely check out in the documents how to use DDS. Okay. So I'm going to reload this one in. So yeah, overwrite. Now this doesn't have the auto update. It doesn't auto update on this. If I go here, then I click it, it auto updates. Maybe it's something no one's picked up. Doesn't matter. The auto update here. It'd be nice if it was here and you could just check auto update. But it'll do. So now we want this to magnify whatever's in our background. So, for example, if say I'm gonna just start with something basic. Say, let's get a text 2D block text, and I'm gonna center. And you see me? Okay, so say that's our text, and we want to like so as we go over it, we want to magnify this. We want to make that bigger. You can even make that smaller. It's going to be that small. And I'm going to do is I'm going to actually right click and say link here. So now we just have to edit one. So it's an instant, and then I can add an axis in front. Boom. Make this bigger. Can even make it depends. We can play around with the scale after. So what we're going to do is just use a stencil set and a stencil test. So the first one we're going to need is an axis. I'm going to parent it to the magnifying glass and a circle. And I'm going to position this inside the magnifying glass. Like so. Just get it roughly in place. There we go. So I'm going to use a stencil set on this. I might have to swap it around the other way, but we'll see. Stencil set and stencil test. Set them to layer 1. So I've got it, might have it the wrong order, let's just check, yeah. So, okay, so that's kind of, so I placed this tensile test below, and then I'll just invert it. So if I go here to test, inverse, now we just see inside. Let me turn the bounding box off. Like so. So now if I move the magnifying glass, we're revealing the bigger text. Now, that doesn't make sense that you can see that. Oh, actually it does, can you? Now we need to mask the text behind, so it doesn't, so we want to mask this so we don't see that in the background. So all we do is get another tensile set, a test, sorry. It's a test, yeah, we use a test. And I'll apply it in front of this. And turn inverse off. And I also have to change its position just below the magnifying glass. So magnifying glass at the top, and then we got our 2 pieces of text with the test. So now if I drag this, there we go. Little magnifying glass. Really simple. I mean, you can swap this out. So this text here, you can swap out with a texture if you wanted, or video, or whatever you want. Now, if you want to make this interactive really easily, you could just go in here, go to Interaction tab in the toolbox, and we could use let's just use, because I'm not going to rotate, touch translation, place this in front. I'm going to reset my X and Y position, and now I can drag the magnifying glass. There we go. So now, well, let's swap out, let's get an image. So let's get, where's image? Okay, so I'm looking for a Where's Wally image. Now I remember these books, they're quite cool. So we can get one of these big images. So much. Let's get a nice one. Okay, let's use this. I'll just save this image. So you can use whatever image you want. It doesn't matter. Just gonna block this text for now and get a color solid. And this time I'm not gonna link it. I'm not gonna use the live link. I'm not gonna. So actually, I can block this because I'm not using it. I'm gonna use an axis and a texture. Oh, sorry, I got a color already. Rectangle. Okay, and we can just load that image in to texture base. Load. So we've got the first image. Let's scale this up so it fits the canvas or the world space, like so. There we go. And then all I can do is just duplicate this, place it here, and of course we've already scaled it up slightly bigger, but you get the idea. Now we can scan the image. Of course it's too big, so you can bring this down. Okay, you can play around with the scale, but yeah, just to give you an idea. Now we can look at that 10, look at the people. Really cool, a really easy way to thing. I can't find Wally, but is that? Oh, there he is. I found him waving at us. There we go. Got a little party going on around here, you know. And you can set limits on your magnifying glass with the touch translation. So here you can go limits, and then you could say the x minus x, so if I drag that, let's say there. So minus 13 on the x, and then it'll be opposite would be 13.9. Let's round this up to minus 14 actually. Minus 14 and 14. There we go. Now I've locked the x position. What's oh, because this image actually so we can go a bit more further with the opposite direction. So we can take the handle off. There we go. And of course you can do the y position as well. That minus value. That's cool. And I'll bring that down. That value down. There we go. So now I'm able to drag this magnifying glass anywhere on the screen. Now to add that kind of glossy effect on top, all we do is parent an axis, so we can get an axis, we can get a sphere, and I'll just position that sphere inside the magnifying glass, scale this down, like so, doesn't need to be perfect. So, and we're going to add a material on this. Now if I go here, texture, and say, let's say base. This should do base for now. Now I'm going to go to projects and look for like a reflective texture that I've used before. This will do. You can use any. I'm just going to use this Hydra image. The mappings we can play around with. We can try out different 3D mappings. Let's see what happens when I move this. Nothing. Let's try camera position maybe. And scale this up. There we go. That looks much cooler there. So now I've got that kind of the reflections moving with the magnifying glass. And what we can do is just go in here and change the blend modes on the base alpha to play around with the operations and see what we get. So we'll go screen, add. Actually, I should have changed. What happens if I change this to alpha? And then we go here to the opacity. Now the problem is the Z draw there. Let me just shift this for a second. I'm just going to check something. Where is it? It's there. So that's it there. Okay, so I have to change the Z sort order. Do I need to? I can change. Let me try it. I'm just going to drop it back in here again. So with me. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. It's not a planned tutorial or anything. Well, if I go into Z testing, advanced, let's play around with this to see what we get. It seems that it's pushing top. Is this Z draw? Can I use a Z sort? No, let's see. I don't know how that would affect it. Z sort. We got 3. There we go. The Z sort seemed to fix it, which is cool. Oh, but it didn't fix the... Okay. The masking's messed up. Bring that down. Does that fix that? No. The item 1 seems to be lost. Okay, let's take this out. I want to keep that. And make this sit on top, but there's a drawer. So, try one more thing. I'll just use Z testing on here. I'm just gonna keep on tweaking this, anything. Do something. Annoying that it doesn't do what I want. The only other way I can think of doing it is putting it into this layer. So where's that? I need to find that circle. Should be somewhere in the center somewhere. There it is. Now that's inverted. That should be this one. There we go. Should I need? I don't think I even need. Not what I wanted. That doesn't even need to be a thing then. That could be just a rectangle. Give that a tint. Let's try different operations, see what one works. Alva. Oh, yeah, that'll do. Can boost that mission. We're kind of seeing bits of that on top. We're just using, we're masking another texture, but not what I wanted, but let's just see if we can get a bit of distortion on that. There we go. You can tweak that and play around with it. I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully it was just a tiny tutorial. I was just messing around with masks. I thought, hey, you can use that. Make a magnifying glass. And we found body. Have a good evening or afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.